guys, it is Archeon, and today I'm doing a video that I'm not usually used to doing, but Stranger Things Season 3 comes out tomorrow, July 4th, for people in the US and I guess everywhere. And boy am I excited. If you guys didn't know, I love Stranger Things, love anything to do with it. Overall, it's just a great TV show, and I highly recommend it for people who have Netflix. Such a good show. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a recap of the first two seasons, because there's really no time for you unless you want to stay up for about 18 hours, and when Stranger Things Season 3 probably comes out in about 5 hours. Which means I'm going to give you guys just kind of the lowdown of what happened in the first two seasons, and I hope you guys enjoy. So, we're going to start from the beginning, from episode 1, called, hold on, The Vanishing of Will Byers. So now, so it starts out, and there's these kids. They're in one of the main characters, Mike's basement, playing in Dungeons and Dragons. And so D&D plays a huge role in Stranger Things, like, huge role. And, yeah. And so basically, on the way home from Mike's house, Will Byers, who is the kid who is their cleric, in other words, and he chose to cast Fireball in Dungeons and Dragons, and he cast a low thing, and the Demogorgon, they were facing off against the Demogorgon, got him. And I mean, got him in severe quotes. And so, this is where it gets weird. So he comes home, and nobody's there. Like, he comes back to his, well, actually no. He sees something off of the side of the road, and he decides to run home. He gets in the house, and he tries to find his parents. Nobody is there. And so basically, he tries to call, nothing happens. But at the same time, all this is happening in Hawkins' lab, which you'll soon find out is kind of the main antagonal, like, role of all the seasons, except for season 3. I'll get into that at the end of season 2. But basically, in other words, Will saw this thing in the woods, and he ran home. He tried to call, he heard stuff, he sees something, he runs to the shed, he grabs a gun. So now, in this show, there are not family-friendly aspects of it, but I'm doing this because I love Stranger Things. Totally suggest it. Anyone would like it. It's a little bit scary, though. And I'm sure you've heard of it. It's pretty great. Anyways, continuing on. So, he goes in, and then all of a sudden the light gets really bright, and then Will's gone. So now, he goes missing, basically, and his mom, Joyce Byers, and his brother, Jonathan Byers, come back, and he's not there at all. He hasn't, and so the Joyce Byers is played by Winona Ryder, and she is just great. Oh my gosh, that's so great. But she soon finds out that Will has basically vanished. And all of his friends are just like, where's Will? Where's Will? And they don't know where Will is, and so there's search parties and everything. So now at the same time, 11, which is a Hawkins lab experiment, she was stolen from her mom, and they get into this more during season 2, but she was basically stolen from her mom and was basically experimented on with, like, they say it in the show, like, LSD, and, like, she has psionic abilities, which means she has, like, telekinesis. She can move things with her mind. She can, like, do stuff with her mind, and like, blood comes out dripping a little. And she escapes that area, and she goes to this local restaurant called Benny Hammett, like Benny's Burgers or whatever. And she starts eating the fries, and it's a really funny scene. Anyway, that's not really important, but, like, she gets found by Benny, and then they eat. But here's the important part. So Benny Hammond calls the, like, child services, and essentially he basically called and told them about the girl. So now they sent a person from, quotes, child service, quotes, who ended Benny Hammond, and 11 got away, luckily. But the people from the quote-unquote child services, they basically made it look like Benny Hammond had committed suicide. And that's, okay, enough of that. But, like, and then they find out it's, like, they think the person who, like, they think the 11 is Will. They soon find out that it isn't Will. So now, at the end of episode 1, so basically, at the end of episode 1, 11 finds Mike and his 2 other friends, Dustin and Lucas, and they're big role parts. They're really important to the story. Okay, so basically, and so in episode 2, the weirdo on Maple Street, basically all that happens is Joyce gets a weird call about, like gets an unsettling phone call, thinks it's Will breathing, and then she hears, like, a growl, and it's weird. And Hopper questions that, and he's like, oh, okay. And then Holly Jolly is the part where, so basically, in the Weirdo on Maple Street as well, Nancy Wheeler, which is Mike's sister, she and Steve Harrington, she was invited to a party, she got drunk, things happened. But her friend Barbara Holland was outside when she cut her hand. Hand dripped into the pool, and then all of a sudden, the thing that Will saw snatches Barb. And that's where it gets a little bit, Okay, now, chapter 3, Holly Jolly. Concerned Nancy looks for Barb, doesn't find anything, but Jonathan Byers took pictures of that night. And he got something on camera that basically was what Will and Barb saw. They figured out that was the thing, and yeah. Now, in chapter 4, The Body, oh yeah, and Holly Jolly as well. So basically, Joyce is convinced that Will is trying to talk to her through the lights. And in chapter 4, The Body, Will is seen dead. But here's the thing. Joyce is just like, yeah, no, that's not quite there yet. No, that's not right. But yeah, they give 11 a makeover. She looks nice. And Nancy and Jonathan form an alliance. Okay. In chapter 5, The Flea and the Acrobat. This is season 1, by the way. Hopper breaks into the lab while Nancy and Jonathan confront the first attack. The boys ask Mr. Clark how to travel to another dimension. So this is during Will's supposed quote-unquote funeral. It's not a funeral. It's no. So, but Hopper breaks into the lab and he finds out some interesting stuff about what they've been doing there. And let's just say this, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not very good. But in chapter 6, the monster, so Nancy at the end of episode 5 goes into this, monster's realm, and it's called the Upside Down. And that's where things get weird, because they finally confirmed it wasn't a bear, and that's where things start coming into circles. And basically, in that episode, Steve is also looking for her, and Hopper and Joyce uncover the truth about Hawkins Lab's experiment. Oh, and yeah, in episode 5, Sorry, this is hard to piece together. This is going to be a very, I don't even want to know. How long have we been going? It's not going to tell me, okay? I'm sorry. But I'm sure we've been going for a long time. Anyways, continuing on. Shaboom, shaboom. The monster. So, basically, the boys in Chapter 5, which is the Flea and the Acrobat, ask their teacher, Mr. Clark, how to travel to another dimension. So basically, he explains. So basically, hold on. Let's see if I can use a draw thing. So we have. So here's our dimension basically, and here is us. I am bad at drawing on a computer. Here's us, and we can go left or right, but we can't go down. And so basically, this is our tripwire. We can technically go down, but it doesn't work like that. But anyways, we can go left and right. But next to him is a flea. He can also go left or right, but he can also go under. And basically, it can go under the tripwire. And so basically, so above the tripwire is our dimension, below the tripwire is the other dimension. And that basically means that. So basically, this thing can travel in and out of dimensions when it pleases, and it can snatch people, but yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of this stuff. Sorry. But basically, they find out that that's how, and it takes a lot of energy to do that, so they're just like, yeah, no thanks, we're good. But they want to figure out how to do that. But there must be a gate or something, and 11 knows about the gate. And so, in Chapter 7, we already did Chapter 6, the bathtub. 11 struggles to reach Will, but Lucas warns that the bad men are coming because what happens is basically Lucas kind of went on his own for a little bit, and he found out that 11 was right and there are bad men that are coming. And then Nancy and Jonathan show what they got on camera, which was, yeah. And so now the final episode, which is Chapter 8, the Upside Down. So Dr. Brenner, which is the main antagonist besides the Demogorgon, holds Hopper and Joyce for questioning while the boys wait with 11 in the gym back at Will's. Nancy and Jonathan prepare for battle. So basically, Joyce and Hopper get questioned, they get released, then they take 11 to the gym. They make her kind of like an anti-sensory or desensory, I don't know, but a thing where she can't hear, she can't see, but she can float, she can breathe, and it takes her to this mind, her dream circle, and she can see where people are. So she sees Barbara is, yeah, not so perfectly good. She's kind of dead, but Will is fine. He's hiding though. But see now. And so now they devise a way to get Will back. So now Hopper and Joyce go to Hawkins' lab, get into the Upside Down, and basically get Will, get him out, and then, but see, the Demogorgon is the only problem. And it comes to this Hawkins school, and it's just Mike, 11, Lucas, and Dustin to defend themselves. So now 11 makes the ultimate sacrifice. She doesn't die, because there's got to be more 11. Always 11. She's great. But basically, what happens is 11 basically destroys the Demogorgon, but she gets put into the Upside Down. But the Demogorgon is no longer there. But she literally just faints, goes to the Upside Down, stays in the Upside Down for an hour, and then she gets out, immediately. And then she wanders out into the woods, and she finds... Okay. Moving on. Season 2. Big time. So, Chapter 1, Mad Max. So, The town preps for Halloween, and a high-scoring rival shakes up things at the arcade, and a skeptical Hopper inspects a field of rotting pumpkins. So basically, Maxine Hardgrove slash Mad Max, who is like really cool. She comes in from California along with her. Hold on, we have to talk about this. Really. It's this guy who's like a piece of crap. He's evil. He's a jerk. He's everything you don't want in a person. Anyways, continuing on. They move here. Max kind of seems like a jerk, but and her brother is, yeah, he's not a good guy. And Will ain't doing so perfectly well. He's seen things. He saw something at the arcade that was what they call, hold on, now I have to, I'm just gonna keep looking these things up to show you. The Mind Flayer Stranger Things. And this thing is so creepy. It's weird, it's ugly, it's disturbing. I know, I don't like it either. It's just overall weird. Nobody likes it. So basically, yeah. So after that, Hopper inspects a field of rotting pumpkins. And so now, these pumpkins are the Mind Flayer's kind of disease, and it's infected. Actually, no, that doesn't come until chapter 3. So, but in chapter 2, Trick or Treat Freak, we'll see something terrible, the same thing. It's this thing again. It's weird, it's creepy, it's not funny. It's this thing. And Mike wonders whether Eleven's still out there. She is. And Nancy wrestles the truth about Barb, because she knows Barb is no longer, but see, Barb's parents don't know that, and she just she doesn't have the heart to tell them. She doesn't want to really tell them. But, it's okay, because in chapter 3, the Pollywog, Dustin finds this new thing, Stranger Things. So basically, it starts out with this cute little thing that loves nougat, which loves the Three Musketeers, and then it evolves into what you may call a Demodog. So this is basically Demogorgon Dog, and it ate Muse the cat. So yeah, that's all you need to know about that. It's creepy, it's weird, and nobody likes him. He basically gets bigger and bigger, he sprouts legs, he looks like that, and then he looks like that, and it's creepy. He's so creepy, I don't like it. And 11 grows increasingly impatient because she wants to see Mike, but Hopper says it's not safe, and it isn't, because everyone in the world right now thinks she's a Russian spy, except for the Russians, because they don't know about her. But a well-meaning Bob urges Will to stand up to his fears, and Will kinda gets Stranger Things. So basically, Will gets basically consumed by this thing, but he's not in the Upside Down. He has this thing called True Sight, where it gives him the ability to see things. But see, now the Mind Flayer put all of his tentacle things to infect Will inside Will, and basically it turned Will into a spy. They didn't realize it, and yeah. So after that, Man, this is gonna be long. Whew. We're almost halfway through this. I'm sorry, guys. And at the end, I have a special treat for you guys. This is gonna be fun, and I love it. You guys are gonna love this. So basically, in Chapter 5, Dig Dug, Nancy and Jonathan swap conspiracy theories with the guy named Murray Bowman. So now, they had to tell him that, Barbara is no more. It's not good. He not here anymore. He fine. He not here. She not here. So basically, and 11 searches for her mom, Terry Ives, who is the one who was kind of like, And so now, Bob tackles, so Will made a map of, the Mind Flayer's tunnels, and they didn't know it until, Okay. So now, in the next part, in Chapter 6, The Spy, Will's connection to the Mind Flayer grows stronger, but no one is quite sure how to stop it elsewhere. Dustin and Steve forge an unlikely bond. So basically, Dustin nails Dart with a hockey stick into his cellar, and he goes to get Steve, he gets the bat with nails, and they look for Dart. Turns out he shed, and he dug a tunnel through bricks. And then Will had another episode. That was the one from last episode where stuff happened. But Mike realizes, oh wait, Will's a spy for this Mind Flayer thing. And that gets scary. So, So now I'm not allowed to talk about Chapter 7, mainly because it's extremely inappropriate, and I cannot. It's called The Lost Sister. Feel free to watch it if you want. Just don't. It's not a good idea. Anyways, Chapter 8, at the end of it, apparently 11 goes back because last we saw 11, she was going to Pittsburgh. So that must mean she came back or something to Hawkins. So basically, in Chapter 8, the Mind Flayer, the Demodogs, Will snitched. So now this is the point where Mike realizes, oh my god, Will is a spy for the Mind Flayer. Oh crap. And he's like, we're all dead now, probably. And And so after that, we get a look at what the Mind Flayer has been building, and it's an army of Dart Dogs, or Demodogs, Demogorgon dogs, And so basically, Bob, this time, he make ultimate sacrifice, and he basically saves them. He almost gets out, but he had to stop. And he had to stop and tell Joyce, I'm okay. And then immediately after, Demodog comes, eats him. Anyways, continuing on. After that, they try to interrogate Will, but then the phone goes off, and then Will knows, oh wait, I'm home. And the Mind Flayer sends a Demodog after him. And then 11 comes out, and she just, basically kills the Demodog, and then throws it into the house. And then she comes in, and Mike's like, 11 senpai, where have you been? And that was really funny. And then in Chapter 9, the final chapter of Season 2, The Gate, 11 makes plans to finish what she started, while the survivors turn up the heat on the monstrous force that's holding Will hostage. So basically, they all make a plan. 11 and Hopper are going to go to Hawkins' lab to close the gate, while Mike and the kids, except for Will, Jonathan, and Nancy, and, Steve goes with the kids, they burn the little hub. I forgot to tell you. So the Mind Flayer basically has these, tunnels where the Demodogs can travel. And so Mike and gang travel to the tunnels and they burn them. And then while Nancy, Joyce, and Jonathan, they take Will to Hopper's cabin where Eleven has been hiding with Hopper all along. And what they do is they tie Will down, they have these like heat lamps, and basically they burn the mind flayer out of him. They make it uninhabitable. And Nancy hits Will in the side with like a molten spork thing. And basically this is what happens. That's the mind flayer coming out of Will, because it's so hot in the room and junk like that. And then after that, it's the snowball. That's all fun and all. And Dustin and Max share a kiss, so do 11 and Mike. And if you look closely, Mike, Mr. Ventriloquist, and if you watch Beyond Stranger Things, they go into this, and Mike is a ventriloquist and goes, "I'm coming in," for the kiss, and Millie was like, what? And then everyone started crying, and they explained this all, but yeah. And so that's where we reach the end of Stranger Things Season 2, where we see the mind flayers still alive, but guess what? It's hovering over Hawkins, but it's in the upside down. Okay, now we do the thing you've all probably been waiting for. The Stranger Things Season 3 final trailer. And that comes out literally in 4 hours, and I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoy, and in case I don't do an outro, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys all next time. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy, because I am bad at explaining things, but I tried my best.
You let us in. And now, you are going to have to let us stay.
Doesn't make sense. I closed the gate.
What if he never left? What if we locked him out here with us? He'd want to attach himself to someone again. A new host.
It's building something.
No matter what happens, we have to stop him. Together.
Now it's time. We're going to end you. We're going to end your friends. And we are going to end everyone.
Kids are in danger. We need to end this.
I can fight.
Better than any of us. But I need you safe.
What the hell?
I need you to trust me.
Holy Mother of God.
was a code red!
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later. This is Zarkion, and I'm out.